Welcome and welcome back to the Flow of Life Tarot. We're connecting with energies of love today. This is another outdoor reading. There's water flowing in the background. Hopefully you can hear it. There may be other sounds as well. Thanks for being here. Thanks for bringing your energy. As ever, take what resonates, leave the rest. This is a similar energy of the reading of feeling into my abundance, feeling into your abundance, and this one is in that same theme, and it's love, and specifically, actually, I think romantic and partnership, life partner, love. Even saying those words sounds unusual, doesn't it? Sorry, my mind's jumped ahead. Yeah, there was. I'm just looking at these roses, and I think this is lamb's ear. And there's roses also that you can't see. It's incredibly soft. We've got this lovely contrast with this seed head here. So we're going to start with Mystical Shaman Oracle, and it is feeling into love, feeling into that relationship, that partnership. Okay, that's the word where we got a card, partnership. Okay, and we got Mystical Shaman. Interesting. I'll just nestle him with the lamb's ear. Feeling into that partnership. So it's a collaboration, a teamwork, a commitment based on choice, a vibrant, dynamic interaction of two human beings on so many levels. It's such a beautiful choice to make, and a powerful one, and a sacred one. And I'm not talking necessarily in the romantic sense. I mean, for a soul to make that choice. Oh, there we go. I know that's a lot of cards. I'm just feeling into the cards whilst talking. Oh, okay, there we go. Many paths. That's interesting. So as I was saying about, it's a sort of beautiful, sacred commitment for a soul to make in this specific human lifetime, to be in a partnership with someone in a union, regardless of whether or not. Regardless. That's it. What do we have? Mystical Shaman, many paths, partnership. Feeling into true love, true partnership. Okay, I think there might be two here, but let's see. No, this one. We've got the Sorcerer. That's interesting. That's very interesting energy. I'm just going to get another one because I feel like there is this flow, and I feel the Sorcerer is sort of overseeing, feeling into. Okay, if we get another one, it'll be in a minute. So yeah, I feel there's something that's going to flow, and I feel that this is another message. But it is something about being in your power. You know, as always, the divine is reminding us. So we're going to get a Wandering Star tarot to go with this meandering flow. Okay. So partnership. We've got the Page of Wands, and wow, we've got the Ten of Cups. So the Page of Wands, the page is that sort of student energy, that beginner's mindset, that keenness to get going and willing to learn, open-mindedness. This one says good news, communication. And obviously Wands is fired up. It's that inspired zest for life, that burning fuel. And then Ten of Cups is all that beautiful water. In the traditional Rider-Waite, we see a rainbow and a couple and kids and a happy home, and they're kind of like skipping over the hills. It's all very beautiful. Obviously this card is a single parent with 2 children by the looks of it, so it's obviously saying that that happy home can come in many forms. In terms of this being a love partnership, it could be that there could be a blending of families. Either one or both of you could have had children with someone else, and they're coming together with your families. Some sort of, life is a fusion, right? So some sort of nice mix. Okay. So this is partnership energy, and it does require great partnership and synergy to be blending a family together. Absolutely. All those different schedules and timetables and needs, wants and demands, all the different beings involved, whether they're little ones or older ones or fully grown ones even. I'm referring to the kids, obviously. So then we have many paths, the Hermit and the Knight of Wands. So again, we've got a Wands here. So we've gone from the Page of the Wands to the Knight of Wands. So there's a progression here. And we've got a Hermit, which is this sort of sense of going within and calling upon that inner knowing, inner light, inner wisdom and inner guidance. So as much as excitement and attraction and curiosity there may be with a partner, obviously if there are kids involved, then there is this sense of having to be discerning and use that inner wisdom and that inner light in order to make the right choice. And what I like about this Many Paths card, and actually it's probably better to see it now in this light, there's a heart here. So it's a sense that the heart always guides, and there's a radiant sun above, which sort of illuminates. And you actually can see this silhouette of a being here. So this solar is sort of on the crown and the third eye, and the golden heart is really resting in the chest and the thoracic area. It just sounded funny. Very interesting. Okay, the Sorcerer. What's this about? Okay, we've got 3 cards. We've got the King of Wands. So we've gone Page, Knight, King. So they're usually all the masculines of the court cards of the Wands. So we've just, like fire, we've leapt. This is fascinating. Okay, 9 of Swords. There is concern and worry and stress. That's fair enough. It's understandable. And then we've got the 4 of Wands. So we've got so much fire here. Lots of passion. 1, 2, 3, 4 cards of fire. Yeah, and okay, and this 9 of Swords. Yeah, I mean, it can be a headache, right? Thinking about these things. I think that's completely human and understandable. But the fact that you go from this Page, Knight, King, I feel like if there is someone that's sort of on your radar or in your orbit already, then this is a huge sort of fiery, passionate yes. And if there isn't anyone on your radar, then there will be soon. Absolutely, it's sort of imminent, really, which is why I think I was kind of felt called to do this. And this is really sort of summarizing it all, is that you are coming together. Yes, we see in this 10 of Cups, this sort of single mum with the kids, but I feel like it, whether or not you're male, female, masculine, feminine, divorced, with kids, without kids, whatever various combinations, this really points to a true sense of happiness within yourself. You may still have things that you don't feel quite great about or happy about, or you're trying to juggle or resolve, but I really feel that within you, even if the mind has got its own chatter, there is a real sense of inner togetherness, at the very least at a soul level, if your human self is feeling very much not like it's got it all together. There is something very cohesive, and that's because of this, all these cups. The water flows, it flows. So life force is flowing through you. And I'm saying, like, no matter how hard it feels, because there is this, Nine of Swords up here, with this sorcerer energy, which I kind of feel is a little bit of bewitchment type energy. I'll get back to that. So with this beautiful, I'm trying not to hold too many cards, the beautiful mystical shaman, it's like there's this overarching soul energy of absolute divine benevolence and love that is bringing this partnership to you in a cohesive and harmonious way, and also an exciting, fiery, passionate way. Do you know what good news? Normally that's like the Eight of Wands as well, but so yeah, I feel like if you haven't already met someone, then it's kind of going to be imminent somehow. You're going to, through communication channels, somehow someone's coming in, and you're ready. That's what I was trying to get to, is you're ready. You're absolutely ready, and there is this divine, benevolent overseeing, making sure it all happens in this perfect timing, and making sure that like the many options can be a bit overwhelming. So I feel, again, this is divinely guided, and that's why you have the consistency with this fire energy coming through, and it could be you're a fire sign or they're a fire sign as well. But it's kind of like a yes, and it's making me think it was a totally different type of reading, but again, it was something about fire flows and water flows. So it's a sense that we've got all the completion with the water, and a deepest kind of happiness flows through your soul, even if that doesn't make sense to your human self. There is absolutely there, like water, it flows. It just flows, and I feel that now we're also getting this fire flowing through with this progression with the court cards, and they're usually all masculine, so it's interesting that we've got feminine, and then this one, the king is masculine. So what did we get? This Nine of Swords. It could be that as you meet, you also realise there's logistical things to overcome, or if there is a blending of families, there are certain things that might feel like tricky to overcome, and you might be doubting it. I think that's the issue, is that you might have this sort of, I would kind of get Lilith with this card in general. She kind of threw the golden apple, well, she threw the golden apple into the wedding party because she wasn't invited. It was a bit like cat amongst the pigeons, and really taunted and played with the egos of the Olympian gods. She was, vilified, and was often portrayed as the disruptor and an unwelcome guest, an uninvited guest. So typical propaganda slander of patriarchal energies and mythology there. Moving that aside, the golden apple, there were three goddesses. I think it was Hera, wife of Zeus, Athena, and Aphrodite, Venus. And it was obviously Paris. So this is going back to Helen of Troy. But Paris is the one that had to make the choice of who was the fairest of them all between those three. That, because they scrambled for the golden apple, right? And Zeus declared that whoever was the the finest of them. Or no, I think Lilith declared whoever's the finest. No, that's what it said on the apple. This belongs to whoever is the finest of them all, the most beautiful goddess. Something like that. Don't quote me on that. So you're in this beautiful energy, whether or not you feel like you are. There's someone that you are meeting, and this is kind of, it's on the one hand, it's opening up many paths of life in a beautiful, exciting, visceral, energetic, creative, lustful, joyful way. And on the other hand, it's like you're choosing a path by choosing to be with this person. So there's a twofold thing there. So this is the flow. And then we get this, the sorcerer, which I've kind of gone down this ambling path with Lilith. So it kind of makes me feel that they may feel like a spanner or an apple is thrown in the works. Nothing against Lilith, but I'm just using that as an example that, something may feel that it's tripping you up. You're just getting in your head about it, right? Even here, we see that the sorcerer has a feather, which is usually referring to wisdom and so many other things. But it just made me think about how in some tarot decks the feather card is representing the swords, which is air and which is thoughts. She's got this one, essentially sword, one ace of swords, and so it's a very clear mind, very clear thinking. Lilith, not that the deck says this, but Lilith is of single-minded determination and unmessable with, so you can't mess with her head. So that's probably why this energy is here, is to ground you and to remind you of your power and who you are in actual fact. This isn't about someone's going to come in and disrupt things. That the story about Lilith and stuff that has been overlaid with various other mythologies and twisted to suit patriarchal interpretations of things. So, that's not what I'm suggesting is going to happen. I'm not saying that there's other things involved in that sense. I'm just talking about how her power. What's important here is Lilith and her power. She knows who she is. Okay, so, and she wouldn't get in her, you can't get in her head. That's why this card is here. So don't get in your head about things. Easy for me to say right now. But beware if that happens, just, you can, think back and go, oh, yeah, okay, I knew that was probably going to happen. Find ways to clear your mind. Keep grounded, drink water, eat well, eat nourishing food. Because you've got a divine counterpart coming in, and this is interesting, isn't it? You've progressed you've dealt with pages, you've dealt with knights, and now you're going to be dealing with the king. Forget gender, but this is a huge progression, very swiftly. Yeah, that's a very specific indicator that this is going in the right direction with all these many paths and everything. It's that you're on the right track, you're on the right path. So trust, absolutely trust. And the news that's going to come in here, this good news with this page, it's going to feel, page of wands is going to feel good. Trust in you, partnership, whoever this is, your counterpart that's coming in, they will also have, their normal human things and stuff going on. But, it's like together, stronger together. So you can come together and face challenges with creativity, with that union, and with that shared freedom and empowerment that you have together. Wow, that's really beautiful. That's really beautiful. I really like this message. That's lovely. It's very simple. I know I've waffled on a bit, but sometimes it's quite nice to waffle. It allows things to soak into the subconscious, and it allows messages to be received. Lights just come on. Okay, so thanks for being here, and do feel free to like, comment, share, subscribe, and all that kind of stuff. And I'll catch up with you again soon. All right, take care. Bye.